And hello, everybody, and welcome to New Bremen, Ohio. Mark Bixler along with you. And we're glad to be with you here on Adelphia Cable, Channel 18 in the Minster system. M. Bixler Video Productions. This is our first volleyball game of the year, and it will see the New Bremen Cardinals as they host the Fort Loramie Redskins, the Midwest Athletic Conference, matched up against the Shelby County Athletic League. Fort Loramie comes in tonight 6-4. They're 3-2 in the SCAL. They're coached by Denise McCumber. And the New Bremen Cardinals, they enter tonight's game at 7-4. They are 1-2, and they're coached by Lisa Toby. We'll run down the starters here momentarily, but first, since we were with you last, there's been a lot of changes in high school volleyball, one of them being the fact that they have now gone to rally scoring, and they have a player called the libero, and that is the player that is dressed in a different colored uniform. We'll be back with the start of tonight's ball game here in just a moment.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia.
Brought to you by Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located on Albert Road in Brookville.
Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. Cox Insurance Agency, R.B. Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. And by M. Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
And we welcome you back here to New Bremen. Fort Loramie against New Bremen Cardinals, the Shelby County Athletic League against the Midwest Athletic Conference. Let's run down the starters here tonight. First off, for the visitors from Fort Loramie, as you are watching New Bremen right now, number 6, Kara Francis. Number 7 is Debbie Rosengarten. 9 is Kristen Ratterman. 18 is Hannah Hoying. 23 is Erin Shields. And 24 is Leslie Holscher. The starters for the Cardinals of New Bremen, number 14, Liz Schnelly. 22 is Kelly Steineman. 24 is Julie Griesdorn. 26 is Kylie Schweger. 36 is Abby Cisco. And number 42 is Carla Evers. So we said New Bremen entering tonight's game. They are 7-4 overall, 1-2 in the Midwest Athletic Conference. Fort Loramie, on the other hand, they are 6-4 and 3-2. Mark Bixler with you. Glad to be with you here on Adelphia Cable, Channel 18, and the Minster cable system. And I did not catch as to who was going to be serving first here to start tonight's match. It is a best 3 out of 5. They played a 25 this year, by the way, so that is also a change, and it appears Fort Loramie will have first serve as we start things off here at Fort Loramie, as the players will take their position on the court. And we are just about set to begin. Our officials tonight: Gary Wolf from Lima, Connie Steinbrenner from Salina. Gary Wolf will be the top official. Steinbrenner will be the down official here tonight. Again, our starters: Kara Francis, Debbie Rosengarten, Kristen Ratterman, Hannah Hoying, Erin Shields, and Leslie Holscher for the Redskins of Loramie. And for the Cardinals of New Bremen, Liz Schnelly, Kelly Steineman, Julie Griesdorn, Kylie Schweger, Abby Cisco, and Carla Evers. And we are underway. That is picked up as Holscher. The set goes to Hannah Hoying, and the libero player, number 30, Kristen Ludicky. And serving will be Kylie Schwager. So a point for New Bremen, by the way, with rally scoring. There's a point on every play. That is out of bounds, and it's going to be a point for the home squad as New Bremen off to a quick 2-0 lead. Just underway in game one as Holscher goes up for it, has it blocked right back at her. Looks like Steinemann there. And a third point, so New Bremen off to the quick 3-0 lead. Best of 5 rather, 3 out of 5. That is deflected, lands in bounds, and that's going to be a point for the visitors from Loramie. So a 3-1 lead. Fort Loramie taking the JV. The JV game, 2 games to 1. It's just best of 3 in the JV level, but it's still 2 games to 25, and then after that, the third game, if it goes to the third, it's 2-15. Same here, although the first 4 are to 25. The fifth match would be to 15. That attack is out. So a point for Loramie as checking the number, I believe it was number 14, Liz Schnelli on the attack, but could not get it to drop. That picked up by number 6, Kara Francis. Schnelli on the attack, and that is picked up by the libero, and that's Courtney Reed. Griesdorn on the dink, picked up by Loramie. Holscher the back set, and the attack by Hoying. That attack, Francis picks it up. Holscher goes up for it, and the dink again by Griesdorn. Schnelli, and that drops on the New Bremen side, so a point for Loramie, and the Redskins with their first lead of the set, 4-3. Mark Bixler with you, and Bixler Video Productions. Glad to be with you here on Adelphia Cable, is serving number 7, Debbie Rosengarten, and a point as Fort Loramie takes a 5-3 lead. Rosengarten set to serve once again for Loramie. That attack, Steinemann, it's long, a point, and Loramie has doubled it up on New Bremen, 6-3. Loramie looking to extend their record to 7-4 and drop New Bremen to 7-5. On the other hand, New Bremen would like to see their record improve to 8-4. That is out, and the lead now is 6-4 for Loramie. Steinemann set to serve. Holscher on the attack, drops. Point for Loramie as they take back a 3-point lead at 7-4. A little different this year. As we said the last time we brought a game to you, from the state tournament. And the last time we were doing a volleyball game, it was at the state tournament. As that drops, and well, Gary Wolf thought it had hit the floor, had not, so they'll replay it. And that is long, so New Bremen getting the point, back to a 2-point game at 7-5. New Bremen finds themselves down by the 2 points as Griesdorn set to serve. Nice serve. That ball just exploded down once it crossed the net, and it's a 1-point game at 7-6. Holscher. Cross-court set, and it drops. Little help from the net. Kristen Ratterman on the attack, and the point goes to Loramie as it's back to a 2-point game at 8-6. That in the net. Holscher can't get it over, and the lead trimmed to 1 again at 8-7. Reed with the pickup. Schnelly, Steineman on the bump set. The attack taken by number 42, Carla Evers. Holscher, the back row attack. Reed picks it up as Aaron Shields to Holscher in the net. And a point, and we are knotted up at 8 apiece. We're in game 1. That's 3 out of 5. That is going to be long, and Loramie retakes the lead on the side out at 9-8. Checking back in is Debbie Rosengarten for Loramie. And serving is Shields. Shields. That is picked up. Evers. Attack into the net, and the dink right back at Loramie, but a nice job of getting it back over. The Redskins, Evers again on the attack. Reed picks it up. Francis on the dink. Picking that up is Abby Cisco, and the attack. Didn't catch who it was, but nonetheless, it is a point for New Bremen, and we're tied at 9 again. Evers, her serve picked up by Reed. Shields. There's Ratterman on the attack. And that is long. Steineman couldn't get it to drop, and Loramie back in front at 10-9. One thing with the libero, a couple things, they are not allowed to serve. Steineman on the attack. And that drops as we are tied at 10. The other thing with the libero is they cannot set the ball in front of the 10-foot line. Cisco will serve for New Bremen as she tries to allow New Bremen to retake the lead. Holscher had a little help on that one, and Fort Loramie back in front, 11-10. Francis will serve for Fort Loramie. Chance to extend it to a 2-point lead. Been pretty tight throughout. Biggest lead has been 3. Reed. And that is going to drop Holscher into the double block, and the point to Loramie, and it's back to a 2-point game at 12-10 Loramie. Francis again serving, and this time it's wide, and the point to New Bremen as it's a 12-11 ball game. Loramie still leading it by a point. Cisco will serve. Holscher kind of dinks it over. And a nice attack. Liz Schnelly gets the kill, and we're tied at 12 apiece. One thing these Midwest Athletic Conference schools have to deal with is as that in the net, and it's a point. New Bremen, they take the lead at 13-12, but they're in the same sectional. Marion local, I'm not sure if St. Henry's Division 3 or 4 this year. But Minster, New Bremen, Marion local, New Knoxville, all in that same division, same sectional. Loramie, of course, not in that sectional. tied at 13. Cisco to Schnelly. The dink picked up by Shields. Holscher as the attack. The set goes to Hannah Hoying, and it's in the net, and the point to New Bremen. It's a 14-13 ball game. The winner, normally in years past, this would have been set point, as that is wide. Loramie wanting a touch, but doesn't get it, and it's a 2-point lead. Now it's 2:25. First 4 games are played 2:25, and the last one is played 2:15 if it's needed. That's touched, and it's going to be a point, and New Bremen has taken a 3-point lead at 16-13, and Loramie wanting to take a timeout. We'll take one here as well. It's New Bremen 16, Loramie 13.
Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Loramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. And businesses and individuals can help underwrite the events that M. Bixler Video Productions airs. Contact us.
And we're back here at New Bremen, a 3-point lead for the host Cardinals as they lead the Fort Loramie Redskins 16-13. If you're tuning in and thinking 16-13, the game should be over, well, it's 2. They play games to 25 now, and you score on every play. That drops, and it is a point for Fort Loramie as it's a 2-point ball game again now at 16-14. Neither team really able to shake the other. Each team has had 3-point leads, and that's about it. Hoying with the serve as Steineman picks it up. Cisco to Evers. That attack is picked up as Shields. The little quick hitter to Holscher drops, and it's a 1-point ball game. More or less a dink for Holscher. Not what you would call a typical attack. Hoying with the serve. Cisco sets as Schnelly on the attack. And that is going to drop. Kristen Ratterman gets the kill. Didn't hit it all that great, but just good enough. And we're tied at 16. Cisco to Evers as she dinks it, and it falls. So a point. New Bremen retakes the lead at 17-16. Julie Griesdorn serving for the Cardinals. Francis down the line, and it is out. So a point for New Bremen. Griesdorn, the ace. And they retake a 3-point lead at 19-16. Mark Bixler with you. I'm Bixler Video Productions. Glad to be with you here from New Bremen. That drops. So a point for Loramie. (20-17) the score. Back to a 3-point ball game. Schnelly set to serve for the Cardinals. Tight on the net and the dink, and that is going to fall. So a point for Fort Loramie. It's back to a 2-point game at 20-18. Shields set to serve for the Redskins. Griesdorn, the attack goes to number 17, Sarah Schmiesing, and it is a point for New Bremen. 21-18. That drops on the Loramie side, so the lead now 4. Evers set to serve. Tied on the net. And a whistle. Schmiesing is going to be called for being in the net. Back to a 3-point game, 22-19. The biggest lead has belonged to New Bremen at 4 points just a moment ago, 22-18. But now, as we said, it's back to a 3-point ball game. Right now, the advantage to the Cardinals. All they need is 2 more points. They lead it right now by 4 again, 23-19. Cisco set to serve. That attack, here it is. Ludicky, the libero, cannot quite control it. Back to a 3-point ball game, and right now, Kara Francis with the big serve for the Redskins. Down by 3, they need some points. Cisco with the set. That is picked up by Steineman, and it is out. It will be a point, a 2-point ball game, 23-21. So the first serve by Francis, a point. Cisco, Steineman with the dink, picked up, as that is Rosengarten. Holscher kind of pushes it across. Cisco. Reed picks it up. Shields, Hoing. Great placement by Hannah Hoing. Hit it with the offhand, and suddenly it's a 2-point game, and New Bremen elects to take a timeout. It's now a 1-point game, rather, 23-22 New Bremen over Loramie.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Brought to you by Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located on Albert Road in Brookville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. And by Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
And we welcome you back here to New Bremen. 23-22, New Bremen with a 1-point lead right now over Loramie. It had been a 4-point game just moments ago at 23-19. But Loramie on a 3-0 run right now, and boy, this is a big serve. Cisco back to Griesdorn, down the line, and it is deflected. Point, and it is set point. Set to serve, Kylie Schwager, 24-22. Shields goes to Holscher. Cisco picks it up, and what do we have? It is a point apparently in the net, and that will end game 1. So New Bremen takes a 1-game lead over Fort Loramie as they take set 1, 25-22. Back here in New Bremen for set 2 in just a moment.
Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Loramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville. And businesses and individuals can help underwrite the events that M. Bixler Video Productions airs. Contact us.
And we welcome you back here in New Bremen, to New Bremen. It's a 1-game lead for the host New Bremen Cardinals. They took game 1 25-22. And Fort Loramie would like to even this up at 1 game apiece here in game 2. Hosher on the attack. It goes long, and New Bremen with the quick 1-0 lead. Looks like Cisco serving to start things off here. Hosher takes it straight down. We saw some great matches at the state tournament. Amy Stevens, of course, from Centerburg. Olsher on the block, but it's picked up by the Cardinals. That, the cross-court attack, picked up by Cisco, and that attack by Kylie Schweger, and it's a 2-1 lead. Rosengarten serving for the visitors from Loramie, and another point, and it's a 3-1 lead. That Well, that hit the net, and that's one area that apparently has changed too. We're tied at 3. So if you wonder why a little bit of a delay there, I was a little surprised that no call on the net ball on the service. Ludicky, a little too strong on the first pass off of the serve. And Loramie has retaken the lead. It's a 1-point lead for the Redskins over the Cardinals, 4-3 here in set 2. Steineman on the attack, picked up. I believe that was number 6, Kara Francis. And that attack, Holscher. And it's back to a 2-point game at 5-3. Schultz goes to Kristen Ratterman. Schnelly, and that drops. So it's a 3-point lead for Fort Loramie. 6-3. Steineman on the dink. Got it in the right spot, and Haley Barhorse couldn't get there in time, so it's back to a 2-point game at 6-4 as Kelly Steineman set to serve now for the Cardinals. Trying to make this a 1-point ball game right here and not a 3. Well, Loramie finds the middle of that defense, the hole. And it's back to a 3-point game as Leslie Holscher set to serve now for Loramie. Griesdorn to Evers. Cisco sets to Schnelly, and that drops. So it's back to a 2-point game at 7-5. As we said, this is the best 3 out of 5 as Griesdorn set to serve now for the Cardinals. Tight on the net as Schnelly goes up and gets it. And it's a point. It's a 1-point ball game right now. New Bremen with the 1-set lead. They took game 1, 25-22, a tightly contested match as Shields, and she's going to be called for the lift on the set. She's got a little off balance there. And we're tied at 7. Griesdorn, nice serve. She had an explosive serve in that first set, and that is going to be called the lift as Cisco guilty of that as Fort Loramie retakes a 1-point lead at 8-7. Shields set to serve. Cisco on the roll shot. Shields. The roll shot by Holscher. Griesdorn. Schnelly on the attack. Gets the kill. And we're knotted up at 8 apiece again. And Schnelly gets to serve. Holscher with the place. Griesdorn. And that is deflected. So a point for New Bremen. And they have taken a 1-point lead now at 9-8. Schnelly set to serve again for the Cardinals. Shields. A point. Right now, it just looks like Fort Loramie just a little out of sync right now. And they can't afford to get down 2-0. That just makes it extremely difficult. And Holscher with the back row attack, but there for the block, Sarah Schmiesing. And the lead now 3 at 11-8. Schnelly's picked up by Reed on the serve. Shields. Francis on the attack, and another point, and Denise McCumber electing to take a timeout, so we'll take one here as well. A 4-point lead for New Bremen here in Game 2, 12-8.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia. Brought to you by Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located on Albert Road in Brookville. Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. Cox Insurance Agency, RB Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. And by Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Back here in New Bremen, 12-8. The Cardinals with the 4-point lead, trying to make it 5. Nice place, and New Bremen nearly came up with that, but Kristen Ratterman just kind of dinked it over the block, and nobody was there to cover. Put it right where New Bremen wasn't. Griesdorn Is that attack? Sarah Schmiesing. Free ball picked up by Griesdorn. Cisco, Schmiesing, and it's going to be too many hits. So a point as Fort Loramie pulls to within 2 at 12-10. Steineman, cross-court pass, Cisco to Evers, picked up by Holscher. Schultz to Francis. Cisco, Griesdorn, Evers on the attack. Holscher going down to get it. And it drops. Looked like a little miscommunication on New Bremen's part. And the ball drops, and it's suddenly a one-point ball game. 12-11. Ratterman on the serve. Griesdorn as Steineman goes up. Holscher picks it up. Schultz the back set as Rosengarten on the attack, and the point for Fort Loramie is, was a 4-point ball game, has now been knotted up at 12 apiece. Ratterman set to serve for the Redskins. Steineman on the roll shot. Holscher passes the ball to Schultz, and the dink, and they say in the net. So a point for the Redskins as they now on a 5-0 run right now. Schnelly picks it up. Griesdorn, Evers on the attack, and Schultz just deadens right as she hits it, and it's a point, and we're knotted up at 13 now. Evers set to serve for the Cardinals. Schultz, Reed will bring it back, and that's too many hits. She had to get it over and couldn't. Evers again serves. Reed with the pickup. Holscher. And right there, the block, I believe that was Schmiesing. And the 2-point lead now for the Cardinals at 15-13. So they are on a 3-0 run right now. Kind of a knuckleball by Rosengarten. But New Bremen able to handle it. And Fort Loramie couldn't get it back over. So a point for the New Bremen Cardinals. And the lead now 3 as that is long. 16-14 the score. Set to serve is Kara Francis for Fort Loramie rather. Steineman. Schultz picks it up. And again, some miscommunications, but Loramie able to get it over. But on that free ball, you like to get it over deep. Because what just happened is going to happen if you don't get it taken deep. And it's a 3-point ball game. As Cisco set to serve now for the Cardinals. Holscher goes up and gets the kill. Just a junior. (17-15). New Bremen leading it by the deuce right now. Rosengarten serving. Cisco, Steineman goes up. A point for New Bremen, and it's back to a 3-point ball game at 18-15. Hoing, the set goes to Holscher. We couldn't get anything on it as Schnelly does on hers, and Schwartz, check that, Haley Barhorst couldn't get the accuracy on the pass that she needed off the attack, and that falls, and it's a 4-point lead again for New Bremen. So the Cardinals looking to take a 2-0 lead right now, but Loramie not ready to give in yet. Back to a 3-point ball game at 19-16. Hoying set to serve for the Redskins as Reed comes back in for Hoying, and it is a point for the New Bremen Cardinals as Steineman serves and takes it deep. Reed will go get it. They'll bring it back over for a free ball. Schnelly goes up and hits it in the net. It's a point for the Redskins. 2017. Holscher will serve for Fort Loramie. Steineman. Well, they get it over on 3, just barely. And this time they get the free ball deep. Schnelly will dink it over. Shields, Holscher on the roll shot, and that is going to be a point. Neither team playing their best on that one. Play getting a little sloppy on that particular service. Schnelly goes up and that drops. Point for New Bremen. Back to a 3-point ball game. (21-18) as Griesdorn set to serve. Reed picks it up. Shields passes it back as Reed will get the free ball over. Griesdorn on the set. Schnelly goes up and Reed comes up with it. Reed again will free ball it over. Steineman to Griesdorn, the set. Schnelly on the attack. Picked up by Reed. Shields. Holscher on the back row attack, and it drops. Point. Fort Loramie. It's a 2-point ball game. Shields serving for the Redskins. Takes it long, and it's a point for New Bremen. (22-19). Schnelly had the serve as Griesdorn, Cisco with the set. Evers on the attack. Reed able to scoop that up. Shields gives it up to Ratterman on the attack. Griesdorn again the set. Evers goes up with it. Drops. Point again for Fort Loramie, and it's back to a 2-point ball game at 22-20. So the Redskins staying there. Ratterman on the serve. Kristen Ratterman. Schnelly picks it up. Griesdorn. Schmiesing on the attack. Shields. Francis goes up. Schnelly. Schmiesing. Shields for Loramie. Hoying goes up with it, and that is deflected. Point. As Ludicky will check in for Steineman. When it's the libero, you can just send him in. Doesn't count in the rotation. And if I understand right, they can replace anybody. 22-21. Francis on the free ball. Cisco to Griesdorn. Now Schmiesing on the attack, and ooh, nice up and a nice effort by Loramie. Schmiesing, or rather Shields. Boy, as sloppy as play was a few plays ago, this one tremendous. Francis with the dink. Cisco, Evers. Griesdorn with the dink. Shields with the back set. Rosengarten unable to put it down as Schnelly comes up with it. Back set, Hoying goes up with it. And the play continues on as Ludicky gets it across. Holscher. And 4 hits. So the lead is 2 at 23-21. And it's a point for New Bremen. So game point again as New Bremen looking to take a 2-0 lead. Holscher picks it up. Shields. Back set, Rosengarten, and it is out. Point, New Bremen, as they take game 2, 25-21. And they now lead this best of 5, 3 out of 5, 2 games to none.
Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Loramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville.
And businesses and individuals can help underwrite the events that Bixler Video Productions airs. Contact us.
And we're back here at New Bremen for game 3. Right now, the New Bremen Cardinals leading this 2 games to none. Well, the starters have to go onto the court initially, and then the liberos can come in. And they can come in before the play resumes, or play starts. Now, one thing, we did mention that the libero cannot serve the ball. They can also not set the ball in front of the 10-foot line. And for those of you wondering what I mean by the 10-foot line, that little yellow line that goes across the court, in the middle of the court, on each side, that is the 10-foot line. They cannot set the ball inside that. Point for New Bremen, so the Cardinals off to a quick 1-0 lead here in game 3, trying to make this a sweep. Cisco sets the ball to Schnelly. Schnelly goes up and it drops. Point. Cisco to Steineman. Reed picks it up. Hoying back to Rosengarten. Cisco to Schnelly. Drops 3-0. Deanna Ratterman checking in as she replaces Kara Francis. So the Cardinals off to a quick 3-zip lead as serving as number 26, Kylie Schwager. Hoying dinks it. Griesdorn to Schnelly, gets the attack. Ratterman up with the pass. And right back at Loramie, Holscher on the attack. Cisco gives the ball to Steineman. A soft attack and miscommunication. Drops, and it's a 4-0 lead. It's a point for Loramie as they get on the scoreboard. That's one thing. Chances of seeing shutouts anymore are much slimmer. I mean, a team winning 25-0 is, you're not going to see that. And if you do, then more than likely the team just got off to a really hot start and just never had a side out. And the team just couldn't handle the service. Cisco free balls it over as Reed picks that up. Shields to Ratterman. Ratterman takes it deep. Schweger as Cisco to Schnelly gets the point. And a 5-point lead as Steineman serving for New Bremen. 6-1. The Cardinals lead this. Ratterman on the pass. Takes it across as Griesdorn to Schnelly. And the kill. 7-1 substitution. With the substitution coming in, we'll take a quick timeout.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia.
Brought to you by Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located on Albert Road in Brookville.
Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. Cox Insurance Agency, R.B. Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. And by Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Back here in New Bremen, 7-1 the score. Holscher goes up with it on the attack. Steineman passes the ball to Cisco. Schnelly coming in from behind gets the kill, and it's a 7-point lead, 8-1. Steineman serving again. Cardinals looking to make this a sweep. Holscher with the dink and the point. Sometimes that's what you have to do, just make the defense honest. (8-2), a 6-point lead as Hoying set to serve for the Redskins as that is an ace. Hoying again serving for Fort Loramie. That taken long, so a point for the Redskins as they try to make their way back into this, trailing by 4 right now at 8-4. Hoying again serves, and that is wide, so it's back to a 5-point lead, 9-4. Cardinals leading at 2-0, taking game 1 25-22, and game 2 25-21 as that is long, and it's back to a 6-point game, 10-4. In the net, doesn't make it over, and the lead back to 5 at 10-5. Holscher serving. Didn't really get anything on that, Kylie Schweger. And the lead is 4 at 10-6. Holscher again serving. Steineman on the receiving end of that serve. Francis Shields as Kristen Ratterman took it across court, and it ends up out of bounds, so it's back to a 5-point ball game at 11-6. best 3 out of 5, and right now New Bremen with a 2-0 lead. And that tipped out of bounds. It'll be a point for the Redskins. Makes it a 4-point ball game at 11-7. As checking in is Debbie Rosengarten. Evers on the attack, long, and the lead is down to 3. The biggest lead here in Game 3 was 8-1, and right now Fort Loramie has outscored them 7-3 as that is long, make that 7-4, and it's back to a 4-point ball game at 12-8. Mark Bixler with you. I'm Bixler Video Productions. Glad to be with you here tonight in New Bremen for this matchup between the Shelby County Athletic League and the Midwest Athletic Conference. That kill, the point, back to a 5-point ball game as the MAC looking to sweep the SCAL here tonight. Bremen looking for the 3-game sweep. Timeout taken as Fort Loramie finds themselves down by 6 again with the score New Bremen 14, Fort Loramie 8.
Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Loramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville.
And businesses and individuals can help underwrite the events that Bixler Video Productions airs. Contact us.
Back here in New Bremen, 14-8. New Bremen leading this over Fort Loramie. In Game 3, the Cardinals already up 2-0, looking for a sweep here tonight. Steineman, Griesdorn, back sets it to Cisco. And Reed can't come up with it cleanly, and it's back to that 7-point lead. So Loramie had battled back to make it an 11-8 ball game. But 4 in a row by New Bremen makes it that 7-point game again at 15-8, but now it's 15-9, back to 6. Kristen Ratterman set to serve for the Redskins, as they'll try to get on a roll here. Ludicky takes the serve, passes it up front, and it's going to be a point by New Bremen. That is a kill. So it's back to a 6-point ball game. 16-10 is, I believe that was Debbie Rosengarten coming up with that kill. Francis serving for the Redskins. Ludicky, Hoing. Hosher with the dink, but it's picked up by Schnelly. Cisco goes to Steineman, but a nice defensive effort by Francis as they place the ball. Ludicky to Cisco. Steineman goes up with it again. Reed off of the attack. Hoing on the roll shot. Shoots for that corner, but Schnelly gets back to it. And Ludicky on the back row attack. The roll shot takes it long. And a 5-point ball game, 16-11. Francis again serving. Ludicky on the pass, off the serve. Cisco to Griesdorn. Right back at her. Griesdorn picks up off the block. Griesdorn. I think she was actually trying to set the ball. but took it a little too tight on the net, and it falls on the Loramie side. So a point. Rosengarten as Francis. It is out, and it's back to a 7-point lead at 18-11. Swagger to serve. Francis picks it up tight on the net. And that is going to drop as 2 times Loramie got it a little too tight, and New Bremen makes him pay the second time. And the biggest lead here in Game 3 at 19-11, 8 points. That is a point. 9-point lead for New Bremen. 20-11. Reed off the serve, picks it up. Holscher on the attack. Ludicky gets that. Cisco goes to Schnelly, and it is going to be a point for Loramie. To 12 the score. And that, you catch if it was Steineman or Schnelly, but nonetheless it is a point for New Bremen. We'll take a quick timeout. Back in a moment.
This event brought to you by the Made Right Sandwich Shop at 125 North Broadway in Greenville. The Ansonia Lumber Company, 300 South Main Street in Ansonia.
Brought to you by Gilbert Feller's Funeral Home, located on Albert Road in Brookville.
Greenville National Bank in Greenville, Ansonia, Gettysburg, Arcanum, and Bradford. Cox Insurance Agency, R.B. Cox Agency in Ansonia, Vinoy Cox Insurance Agency in Greenville. Homestretch Sportswear in St. Henry and Wapakoneta. And by Bixler Video Productions. For more information on underwriting, contact us.
Back here at New Bremen as play is resumed, and it is a point for New Bremen. 22-12 the score. Steineman serving. And that drops point. 23-12. Steineman serves. Francis, Holscher, Hoying, cross-court set, or rather attack. Evers on the attack, and it's long. So, point for Fort Loramie. It's a 10-point set, 23-13. And nobody there off the pass from the serve. Point trimmed to 9, 23-14 as Hoying serving for the Redskins. Evers, Steineman as Francis picks that up. Schultz to Holscher. Point. 23-15. Hoying again serving. Short serve, Cisco to Schnelly. Her attack is good. Game point. We'll be back here with that in just a moment.
Oliver Funeral Home, Greenville's only locally owned funeral home. McCabe Painting Incorporated, professional service with guaranteed satisfaction. By Osgood State Bank, with locations in Osgood, Fort Loramie, Chickasaw, and Lakeview. Family Health of Darke County, located in Greenville, Versailles, Arcanum, and New Madison. By Montage Cafe on South Broadway in Greenville. By State Farm Insurance, your local agent Jim Gable, East Main Street in Greenville.
And businesses and individuals can help underwrite the events that Bixler Video Productions airs. Contact us.
Not only is it game point, but match point as Holscher goes up. Gets the attack. Schweger to Cisco. The dink. Francis at the cross-court attack, and it is nice play out of the net by Griesdorn. Holscher on the quick hitter, gets it to drop point. Well, the Redskins survive. Well, I guess it's always match point now with rally scoring. When you reach the 24, so Loramie can't afford to have a side out on this one. And that is going to be a point, as it's going to be a double hit. It's Steineman in the arm, and then went up and got her in the face. So the lead trimmed to 7, 24-17. Francis back sets, Ratterman. Steineman will chase it down, and that's going to be another point, 24-18. New Bremen looking to improve to 8-4 on the year. Members of that always tough Midwest Athletic Conference. Griesdorn to Schnelly, looking for the win. Free ball as it's passed over by Haley Barhorst, and that's going to be 4 hits, and slowly Fort Loramie making their way back, and a timeout taken by New Bremen. Lisa Tobey wanting to settle down her troops, as right now she's watched a 10-point lead slip to 5. Back in just a moment.
A lot of drug abuse messages are full of statistics. How many people die, how many lives are ruined, how much drug use is costing the economy. But this message isn't about numbers. It's about crack. And the message is simple. Crack can kill you. I won't bore you with the statistics, except to say that it's not worth becoming one for a 10-minute high.
And we welcome you back here to New Bremen, 24-19. Leslie Holscher set to serve, hoping this won't be the last service. Shields, and that, Francis gets the kill. Put it right in the corner, nobody there, and it's a 4-point ball game, 24-20. Holscher again serving. Griesdorn tied on the net. Schnelly will take it over as Barhorst. Holscher on the back row attack and gets it to fall. 24-21. Steineman passes it to Griesdorn. Looking to end it right here and can't. 24-22. Well, you allow a team to stay in it A side out ends it. It was 23-13, and right now 24-22. So a 2-point ball game. New Bremen led this, as we said, 23-13. But since then, have been outscored 9-1, and it's a 2-point ball game as Leslie Holscher looks to keep things going for the Redskins. Schnelly looks to end it and does. And that will do it. 25-22, the final score as Loramie falls in 3 to the New Bremen Cardinals. Now, this is the first of at least, I believe, if I remember from my schedule, I think there are at least 8, maybe even 9 volleyball games that we're going to be bringing to you, and that includes covering schools such as Anna, Houston, Minster, Marion Local, and of course New Knoxville, as well as these 2 schools, Fort Loramie and New Bremen. And I believe we'll have at least, I think, 2 games each of those schools. Again, the final score as New Bremen taking a 3-set win over the Fort Loramie Redskins. We'll get to the final scores in a moment. Fort Loramie falls to 6-5 overall, while New Bremen improves to 8-4. The final scores in 3 sets: New Bremen 25-22, 25-21, and 25-22 over Loramie. For Bixler Video Productions, until next time, so long, everybody.